Hey, Drew Diorsi here, and in this video I want to reveal to you two supplements that are marketed as being healthy, that you are probably taking or consuming every single day, that are actually making it harder for you to burn fat and get lean. But I must forewarn you, because this video, it's not for the average person. It's really not. It's not for the normal person who wants basic advice. This video is for you if you want to up level your health, okay? Now, if you want more basic information that will help you burn fat and get lean, then watch my video somewhere on this screen. Just click the link. But if you want more advanced information, and if you want a step-by-step guide that is going to help you take your health to the next level, that's going to help you increase your energy levels so you have more energy, and so that you're able to burn fat faster and get leaner quicker, then I encourage you to watch this video all the way through. Because by the end of this video, you are going to be instilled with so much information that you're literally going to be walking around with what I believe to be a superpower, okay? Which is, you know whether or not you should put that in your body or you should put this in your body. Say no to this, say yes to that. You know what to look for. Regardless of the devilish, albeit brilliant marketing that these companies do for their food, they look so healthy, but if you flip it around and if you know what to look for, you'll think to yourself, oh shit, well, if I consume this every single day, it's actually going to slow me down. It's actually going to kill me, okay? Because that's what unhealthy food does, that people do not really contemplate or meditate on. They don't consider the fact that when you eat something unhealthy on a consistent basis, day in and day out, it is literally going to slow you down, and it's literally going to kill you. And this will make more sense. I don't mean to be putting negative energy in this video. I just want you to be informed so you can make the right decisions for you and for the people in your life who you love and care about. Okay? I am doing this video because I care about your health, because I love you, and I want you to flourish and take your health to the next level. So with all of that being said, without further ado, let's get into the deep work. And these two supplements, I want to tell them to you really quick, and then I want to spend some time talking more in depth about each one of them, okay? The first one is my favorite, and it's protein powders. I've been taking protein powder since I was like 12 years old. Okay, and the second one, which is, yes, it is a supplement, and that is protein bars. Okay, so I just want to talk about protein powders and protein bars in this video. And now what I want to do moving forward is I want to show you my computer screen so I can give you more in-depth information. Okay, so here is my computer screen. And what I want to do now is I want to show you some really popular protein powders and bars. And before I do so, I want you to understand a couple really important things. And the first thing is, like I stated in the introduction of this video, the information that you are about to become aware of and learn is not for the average person. Okay, if you want average advice, then go to Google and type in how to burn fat, and you'll get some really basic advice, and sure, that will help you, okay? But the things that you are going to be learning on in this video, they're next level stuff. They are only for the person who is actually really serious about burning fat and getting lean and up-leveling their health, okay? So if you are not serious about taking your health to the next level, then please save yourself some time and stop watching this video, okay? But if you are serious, then you are in for a really eye-opening ride, okay? The second thing I want you to understand is that I have no skin in the game here. I'm not getting money from the companies that I am going to be recommending to you, so please understand that. The third thing that I want you to understand before we get too deep is that whenever I hate on these supplements or I talk bad on these supplements, please know that it's not the brand that I am talking bad on. It is the specific ingredients that they put in their supplements. So if I point out a brand and if you don't consume that brand, you're not necessarily in the clear because your brand might actually be using some of the same ingredients that this other brand does. So that's the second thing, or the third thing that I want you to understand. And I think that's about it. Unless something else pops up into my mind, I will let you know. Okay, so let's get into this deep work. So what I did here was I just typed in most popular protein powder, and muscle milk was one of the first or the second ones that popped up. Okay, so obviously a ton of people who are trying to be healthy and do the right thing are consuming this brand. But unfortunately, it's going to be slowing them down. Sure, you can get fairly lean by consuming muscle milk, and if you're eating if you're eating a nutrient-dense diet outside of this, but eventually you are going to hit a plateau, and if you continue to consume muscle milk and you never evolve into something better, you are really going to suffer. Even worse, you are going to cause some major health concerns, and I'll explain all of that as we go throughout this video. Okay, so first things first, you notice it has 32 grams of protein. That's 2 thumbs up because we all know if we want to get lean, if we want to get strong, if we want to perform at a high level, we need to be consuming protein, and that's an easy way to consume it. Drink a shake, you got 32 grams, okay? And let's move on this logo. It says 4 grams total sugars per serving. Okay, that doesn't seem like a high number, and it's really not if you compare it to, let's say, a milkshake that is not a protein shake. It's just some Nestle's milkshake. Sure, that's not a lot of sugars, but if it's a health supplement, it should not contain any sugars whatsoever. Okay, so that's a red flag for me. I would not be consuming this myself. I would not recommend this to anybody who I cared about or whom I loved. Okay, so the 4 grams of total sugars, sure, that's not a lot, but it should not be in a health supplement, and I'll explain why in a moment. But I just want to point that out. Now it says it contains vitamins A, C, and D. That's good stuff, and the mineral calcium. Okay, that's all right. I mean, the overconsumption of calcium is actually a major red flag that unfortunately nobody talks about, and you are going to learn some really powerful things here in a moment. Okay, and then the logo says soy and gluten free. That's cool stuff. Let's check out the nutrition facts. Pretty legit, high protein. The calcium, that's 45% of your calcium intake on just one shake. And again, we think calcium means strong bones, but it means many more things than that, such as the calcification of your veins. Okay, and I'll explain that in a moment, but let's check out oh, look at that. My boy Clay Matthews represents muscle milk. Okay, every 15-year-old boy is all about Clay Matthews. Okay, let's check out the ingredients. Okay, all of this is honestly not terrible, especially the first handful. What I don't like are these 3 right here: the corn fiber and the fructose, and they also add the sucralose, which is just a processed sugar. Okay, just a basic white sugar. And when you consume fructose or sucralose on a consistent basis, day in and day out, I'm not saying once a week, but every single day, which is what most people do with their protein powders, if you consume it every single day, eventually, okay, in due time, you are going to become what is known as insulin resistant. Okay, and insulin resistance leads to diabetes, type 2 diabetes. But not only that, even if it never does lead to type 2 diabetes, when you are insulin resistant, it is damn near impossible to burn fat even if you are in a major calorie deficit. And if you want more information on that, check out the book, The Obesity Code. Fascinating stuff, and no, you don't have to be obese to learn from it. It's just going to get really in depth on why we should be avoiding sugars and how if we want to be able to get lean, we must become very insulin sensitive. And the easiest way to do that is to eliminate regular consumption of sugars. Okay, so I would never buy this for myself simply because of the sugars. Okay, so that's what I want to point out on this brand. Let's check out the this other brand. And the reason I wanted to point out this brand, I intentionally typed this in, and I knew a ton of people bought it because I used to go to Costco and I used to buy it myself until I learned better. Okay, so 1 gram sugar, that's not bad, but why? Why should you do it? It's going to make you insulin resistant in due time, not in a month, but if you consume it regularly for years on end, it's going to be damn near hard, so hard for you to burn fat. And that's why so many people who are really fit end up in a plateau and they don't know what to do. Well, it's because they're consuming sugar on a consistent basis. Okay. Also, 50% of your calcium intake. Okay, let's check out the ingredient list here. It's kind of hard for you to look, so what I did here is I just kind of screenshotted it and I underlined the sugar, the sucralose, and then this calcium. I don't even know how to pronounce that last word, but what I do know is that is a man-made calcium. And let me point something out that is going to blow your mind, so listen very carefully here. The top 10 causes of death in the US in 2020. Let's scroll all the way down to number 1, and this is not a surprise. It is heart disease, okay? 23% of the people, 1 out of 4 people who die are dying from heart disease. So heart disease is huge. You knew that, probably. Now, heart disease is most commonly caused by coronary artery and valvular diseases, okay? So let's type in number 1 cause of heart disease, and it's pretty simple: plaque buildup, okay? And it thickens and it stiffens the artery walls, and it inhibits blood flow through your arteries to your organs and to your tissues, and enough restriction is going to shut off your heart entirely, okay? And they call this, that word, atherosclerosis, okay? So atherosclerosis.
Atherosclerosis.
Nailed it, okay? That's how I learned how to say that word, okay? What is the main cause of atherosclerosis? Hopefully you're still following along here because this is really important stuff. Okay, atherosclerosis is a narrowing of the arteries caused by buildup of plaque, which is the number 1 cause for heart disease. Okay, arteries are the blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients from your heart to the rest of your body, blah, blah, blah. As you get older, fats, cholesterol, and calcium can collect in your arteries and form plaque. The reason I want to point this out is because you and I both know that too much fat could potentially be unhealthy if your genetics predispose you to higher cholesterol. So we all know to be mindful of our cholesterol, but nobody is telling us to be mindful of the calcium intake. And if you were consuming man-made calcium and you were surpassing your intake every single day and you're consuming at just 50% in a single drink, and if you consume a bunch of calcium, it's going to collect in your arteries in due time. Again, this doesn't happen in a month. It happens in years and years. But it does happen. And something that is crazy is when it does happen, can it be cured? Let's read, okay? Medical treatment combined with lifestyle and dietary changes can be used to keep atherosclerosis from getting worse. But they aren't able to reverse the disease. Okay, there is no going back. Once you consume too much calcium, this one has 45% of your intake. This one has 50% of your intake, plus it also has the added sugar, which is why the hell should you put sugar in a health supplement? When you consume too much calcium, eventually it is going to lead to the number 1 cause of death, and that's why so many people are dying, because calcification of their veins. Okay, so those are 2 things that you really need to be looking for. Calcium, any word that has calcium and it has another word that you can't pronounce, don't consume it. Okay, if it just says the word calcium, that's fine, but if it says calcium in a word you can't pronounce, like that one, or like another one that I'm going to show you in a moment, do not be buying it on a regular basis, okay? So what should you be looking for in a protein powder? You should be looking for two major things, and that is grass-fed and organic. Okay, the reason this is important is because this is a cow eating its regular diet. Okay, if the supplement is not grass-fed, that means the cow's eating a genetically modified grain, and when cows consume a lot of grains, their omega-3 to their omega-6 ratio is completely off, which means you consume an animal product that has terrible ratios of omegas, and that is going to increase your own inflammation. And if you have high levels of inflammation in your body, it is hard to train hard, to recover, and to burn fat. So we want a good ratio of omega-3s and omega-6, and really the easiest way to do that is to make sure our protein is grass-fed and organic. Also, let's take a look at the ingredient. Hopefully you can see that it's about 1/4 up from the lowest part. Okay, it says ingredients. Really simple. You can read and actually understand every word there. And notice how there's no sugar. They use stevia to sweeten it. Okay, and stevia is known to be like 100 times sweeter than sugar, but it does not increase insulin levels, which means if you consume stevia in your supplement every single day, you will never become insulin resistant. Also notice right under the word protein, 2 columns down, it says calcium 10%. That is ideal for a protein supplement. 10%, that is great. Take a look at that whenever you're looking for protein. You don't want it to be super high. You want your protein to be organic. You want it to be either sweetened with stevia or monk fruit. But if there's a sugar in there, sucralose, fructose, sugar, don't consume it every single day. Pretty simple stuff. Okay, so that's the powders. What I want to show you is the bars now. Okay, and again, this is not a specific brand. I just want to point out some things you should look for when you are in the market for a protein powder. So again, what I typed in here, best-selling protein bars, and I'm sure you've eaten 1 or 2 of these. I know I have. And again, eating 1 of them is not going to hurt you. Eating 2 of them is not going to hurt you. But if you are buying these month after month, year after year, you are going to hit a major plateau, and you are really going to be doing some negative work to your overall health and well-being. Okay, so protein, it's all about 20 grams. That's legit. Okay, that's an easy. It probably tastes amazing because it's so goddamn sweet. Again, these are the ingredients. Just took a screenshot of it. First off, they put soy in their protein, which that is 2 thumbs down, because I'm sure you've heard that soy is not great, and the reason it's not super good for you is because it increases your estrogen levels, and men and women who have an abnormally high level of the hormone estrogen, they hold on to body fat even if they are in a calorie deficit. So try to eliminate soy as much as possible. Okay, so if you are looking for a vegetarian protein, don't go for soy. Instead of soy, look for pea protein if you're looking for vegetarian stuff. So I got the soy underlined, got the sucralose underlined. Sucralose, they put it in twice to try to mind F us, but it ain't gonna trick me, okay? And it's no longer going to trick you. So why put sugar in your protein? Makes it taste better, but if you consume it every single day, it's going to make you insulin resistant and making it harder for you to burn fat. Also, calcium carbonate. Your body cannot break down calcium carbonate, and it immediately solidifies in your veins, in your arteries. That is so bad for your health. Anything you eat, whether that's a powder, whether that's a bar, especially like almond milks or coconut milks that are so popular nowadays, so many of them are putting this calcium carbonate in there for flavor and to increase the protein intake, but your body cannot break it down, and is stored in your arteries for the rest of your life. Okay, and if you drink it every single day, you are going to experience some major pain. Okay, so look for sugar, look for the calcium carbonate when it comes to protein. And if it has the calcium carbonate, if it has a bunch of words that says calcium in it, put it down. If it has added sugar in it, put it down. Okay? Now here's what we should be looking for. This is one of my all-time favorites. They're not super popular yet, so I'll show you another option, but Core does a really good job. Not super high in protein, but they have a bunch of awesome healthy fats. Okay? And it's all legit ingredients. Where is their ingredient list? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I don't know where their ingredient list is. See if we can find it down here. We can't find it, but I do know there is no added sugar, and it's all foods that you can actually pronounce. Okay, if you can't pronounce something, do not eat it. Let's look for another high quality bar. And again, not super high in protein, but it's enough protein to do the job of helping you stay lean and recover from muscle, recover your muscle after a hard workout. So ingredient list, come on, Drew. Here we go, ingredient list right here. Again, if you were to read that right now, you can understand everything, okay? This one has organic cane sugar, which is probably why I never get the chocolate one and I always get the other ones. I think this is actually the only one that has cane sugar. I would not be consuming this on a regular basis. If I wanted to treat myself, sure, but if I wanted a bar that I was going to eat every single day of the week, I would never be consuming this one because I do not want to be insulin resistant, because I want to be getting leaner every single day. But aside from that, you can pronounce everything in here. There's no added calcium, it's all legit stuff. So when you're looking for bars, avoiding the cane sugar if you want to consume a bar on a regular basis, okay? Avoid anything that has the calcium carbonate. Look for the non-GMO. That means there's no genetically modified ingredients in there. That's always a huge plus. Look for organic. And I thought Perfect Bar is organic, and I'm pretty sure most of them are. Nevertheless, Perfect Bar does a good job. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, it says that it is organic. So you see that next to the non-GMO, it says organic. But that's what I want to show you, and I'll talk to you in just 1 second. So to quickly recap this video, when you are looking for either a powder or a bar for more protein intake, make sure it does not have the two following ingredients. And number one is added sugar. Okay, if you want a health supplement, there should never be added sugar in it. Okay, because the more sugar you consume, the more insulin resistant your body becomes, and the more insulin resistant your body is, the harder it is for your body to burn fat efficiently and get lean. Okay, the second thing is make sure it does not have added calcium, because the compound effect of too much calcium is astronomical. It leads to the #1 cause of death, which is heart disease. So do yourself a favor, do a favor for your children, for the people whom you love, and do not feed them anything with added sugar or added calcium. And if you do those two things, you are going to up-level your health, you are going to feel more energized, and it's going to be 10 times easier for you to burn fat and get lean. And if you want any more consulting or coaching from me, check the link down below in the video description and sign up for your free consult. And I would be really honored to be able to talk to you one-on-one and see what I can do to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video. So much love for you and the people whom you love.